I did a post last night that like literally laid out, and I have lots of, I think there's lots of layers to your vision, whether it's like professional or how it impacts your family. So like the post I did last night was just like, here's my vision for my family. And I talked about the freedom that, I picture us having, and this is why I coach and things like that. And I think as you can articulate those things in a way that's authentic to you, not only does it explain to people why you're doing what you're doing, but it also lays a track for people to follow you. And so as you're thinking about expanding your team and recruiting, and we'll talk about this a little bit more in a couple of weeks, but if you don't lay out the path that you're going on, even if you're not down it yet, or even if you haven't reached that end goal yet, people will catch that, and the right people will be like, that's what I want too. Like, I want that type of freedom, or I want that. Like, I remember that's exactly how I got hooked into coaching. For those of you who don't know me, I like Instagram stalked Melanie Mitro on Instagram, not knowing she was the top coach at all. I had no idea who she was. I just found her because I was hashtagging recipes. And she was posting about being home with her boys, and, watch, like picking them up from school, but also still staying engaged professionally. And she would just drop little posts like that here and there, and trips she was going on. And I started being like, oh my gosh, like that's what I want. Like, I want to be home with my kids, but I also want more than just, nothing wrong with stay-at-home mom life at all. But like, there's still a part of me that wants to engage and be professional and make an impact. And she was able to articulate how she was doing that in her life that totally sparked something in me. It was like, that's what I want too. And so I just signed up as a coach right then and there, which I know is not the normal path to do it. It's kind of like the weird outlier, but that was powerful for me. And so I always have to come back to that of like, it's good to communicate that of like, here's what I'm doing and why. It's not just about workouts. So I don't know if that helps at all. Have you guys thought about kind of your whys behind coaching before? I mean, I know we always tell you to, but like, is there like, okay, I'll lay it out on the table. Monique and I hadn't even told each other our big, scary motivators until this weekend. And then we had the same one, of course, because we're like twins. But I was like, honestly, the thing that terrifies me the most to say, and I like hate even saying it, like honestly hate saying it out loud, is I know, like I can't. It's not just saying like, oh, I want to live on a big piece of property in the country with my family. Like, I absolutely want to do that. I want to be a top 10 coach, which I literally hate saying that.
I do too. That's my goal, you guys. Not necessarily number one. I want to be top 10.
Yeah. And so for me, like that seemed like, I'm not expecting you guys to all have that goal, but like that is something that pushes me. Like, this is a big, scary goal that I have never had the guts to say out loud. I've told my husband, I was like, this is what I want to do, but it terrifies me to say that. Now, will I put that in a post? Probably not. But will I talk about it of like my team? Absolutely. So I probably should.
Now I challenge you to put it in a post. I'll do it if you do it.
Monique freaking messaged somebody and got a coach to sign up and say, do you want to buy more purses? He did. Do you want to pay for your expensive purses? Be a coach. And the girl did.
Yeah.
So that's like my big, big, scary goal that I push towards for my business. But for my family, it's more thinking, and this is like honestly the big driver for me. It's like saying, I want to contribute. I want to make a difference. I want to stay professionally engaged. And I also want to be present with my family. And right now, when Caleb is hacking up a lung and is sick and has a fever and I haven't slept at all, like, I love my job so much. It will break my heart to quit it someday. But like, I know that there's a way to balance both in a better way that I feel like fulfills the gifts and the talents and the passions that I have. And so this is why I'm pushing that hard for the future of my family and in a way that fulfills me. So yeah. That's mine.
So what are your guys' big, scariest goals? We're going to ask you. Like, what is it? What do you want with your business?
Well, let me, if you don't mind, Nicole, I'm going to go really quick because my phone's at 5%.
Yeah.
So I don't want it to die on you guys. But it's funny because whenever I like think, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I've never said it in my head, but I know secretly, like in my heart, I want top 10 too. Like, so it's funny because I don't even like saying that. I've never said it to anybody. And it's like, obviously, like I like in my heart, when I'm like getting gung ho about something, I think that, like, I think towards that vision. Like, that's what I think about is that recognition, that being on that stage, that those trips, and just having that, like, okay, I did it. I hit this, like, this milestone. But this is my first time actually saying it to anybody, is to you guys, because it scares me, because I always have, and I think I've talked to you about this, Monique, before, is like I'll have these goals and then I take the goals away from myself because I don't like the pressure, like, of feeling like I'm going to fail or I'm not going to hit it. So,
that's what it is.
but I told my husband, I was like, I need to set these goals and I need to be scared, because when, like, push comes to shove and I'm messing up, or, you know, I'm feeling stressed, instead of letting up on that, like, gas pedal, like I normally let myself, like, okay, you know, ultimately this is a hobby, like, ultimately you don't need this, like, I need that goal and that vision to just remind me of why I want this so bad.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that's something that's scary for me too. So I could totally relate to Abby and, like, not wanting to say it or put it in a post. Because
Well, and honestly, like, I'll be really vulnerable with you guys, because this is just going to make me sound like an idiot, but it's just the way I'm wired. I get really competitive. And so then when I see, like, I just hit my 2-year coaching anniversary, which is awesome. And I'm, like, so proud of the work that I've done, an hour a day. Like, I'm really proud of it. When I look at other coaches, and this is where it's really hard, honestly, for me not to play the comparison game, is I see Bonnie Engel hit elite top 10 in 2
I know.
years. Like,
Yeah.
like, I guarantee I've worked just as hard. Like, is it luck? And so I get psyched out for that same.
Yeah.
It's so easy to compare, and then just be like, you know what? Like, her journey's her journey. My journey's my journey. Like, I play the hand I'm dealt, and it's been working full time and having a sick kid and all this, you know, all this stuff. And so but it's hard. It's really hard to not feel like you're less than adequate or worthy of it for some reason.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I think a lot of this has been eye-opening for me, and I know we talk about it a lot, but seriously, I've been diving into personal development so much lately, and I know Erica can relate to this because she started doing this a couple months ago, but I just finished this book called Ego is the Enemy, and you guys, it was so good because, and I posted this today in our challenge group, our ego drives almost everything. Like, all of the fear is based off of our ego and not wanting to look bad in front of people, or not wanting to fail, or people will judge us because we put these lofty goals out there. Like, who gives 2 shits what they think, right? Like, who cares if you become a crazy person? Whatever, you know, like, but it drives everything in our life. Like, even down to, it's funny because I was thinking, like, yesterday, Tom, we went to breakfast, right? And at church, they gave the girls these stamps, like hand stamps. So they took them, and we're getting in this restaurant, 30-minute wait, my girls are getting crazy. So Lauren takes her stamps, it's bright yellow, and it says Jesus loves you, right? Bright yellow, Jesus loves you, and she's, like, stamping it all over her face because Isla had stamped herself all over her arm. And Tom's like, don't stamp your face with that, like, stop it, why are you doing that? And I was like, who cares? Like, what? Is someone going to think you're a horrible parent? Like, that's what it boils down to. He was afraid that, like, everyone in this restaurant's going to think, like, he's this horrible parent because the kid's stamping her face up. Like, who cares? It washes off. You know what I mean? He just stood there. And he was like, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's like when you constantly are checking. That's what, for me, this last week, and why I'm so stoked that I'm doing all this. Like, at the same time as Ultimate Reset, it's like, I needed that wake-up call because it is all ego driven. And your ego is a good, but it's bad more than anything. But it can help you if you put it in check to push you forward to reach these goals and not be ashamed of setting. Like, I feel ashamed that I'm setting a top, like, I want to be top 10. Like, who am I, right? Like, how can I even achieve something like this? But then I know it's like, that's the bad part of my ego that doesn't want me to fail. It's trying to protect me, but it really hinders me from so many things in life. And when I look back and think, how many times did I allow this to happen? I almost self-sabotage myself because I'm like, forget it. I'm right. I can't do this. It's too much work. It's too hard. I have too little time. Forget it. Let's move on to the next thing. You know what I mean? It's like I constantly get into this cycle where I never quite complete that amazing thing that I know I could probably have completed and achieved and attained that success because I always stop short because I'm afraid I'm going to fail right when it gets to that part. And it's solely based on my ego. And that's what it's all based on. So once we get over that and start checking yourself constantly, not thinking like, how do I get over this fear, but checking your ego. Like that's really what it boils down to, because there's no fear there. It's the ego, which is like whole huge epiphany that like just happened reading that book. Was like awesome. I needed it. So I think like
I totally relate to all of that.
You have to listen to that audiobook. I will share it if I have it on Audible. If anyone has Audible and wants to listen to it, I think I can share it with you.
Julian, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, I totally relate to all of that. And I think I was so stuck in the emerald rut. And honestly, it was because I thought I couldn't get out of it. Like, I tried, I did the behaviors, but I honestly, like, didn't see myself ever hitting diamond. And I remember last year at Summit, Monique and Abby and we all talked about our goals for next year by Summit, and mine was to be diamond. And so, but I honestly didn't really think I could, and that's not even a super stretch goal, but I guess it was at that time. I think now that I'm at the point where I'm realizing like that is totally possible, and even though everyone was saying it was possible, I watched people do it, I didn't believe I could do it. And so now it's like that I realized I could do that. It makes me want to like shoot for even more stretch goals, like even a lot, like I guess give myself permission to set stretch goals, because I didn't.
Totally. You're so close. She's like had the worst customer service or coach relations thing too. Like she should be Ruby right now. It's not showing up. She actually should have been Diamond last week. Like it's been like, and you're even pushing through, I think, those obstacles that other people might be like, You're like, no, I'm going to go for it. Like call customer relations first thing in the morning on a Monday and get this figured out. What is it, Julianne, that kind of do you feel like has changed? Has it been having like, since she's not on the call so we can like talk, like having Elise suddenly take off and realize like, oh, like there are people who I can lead, or is there something that you can put your finger on that's changed for you?
I think there was a couple of things. That was definitely one, realizing like, wow, okay, like Elise has been awesome, and just like, I mean, she's amazing, and so that's been great having her. I think part of it was honestly the Business Builders Mastermind group, like specifically being given the scripts. Like I needed that like spoon feeding for a time to kind of help me find my voice, I think. Because I feel like my posts have been very different ever since then.
They totally have.
So I think that really helped. Having Elise as an active coach, and then just like personal development, like listening to other coaches talk and specific ideas. I think I put personal development on the back burner for a long time, and so I was never getting new idea. My creative juices would run out, and I felt stuck and not knowing what to do. So I think a little bit of everything. So it's a lot more work to go, but it's been encouraging kind of seeing the fruits of some of that, and giving myself permission to set stretch goals now.
No, you have been like a totally different night and day in your posts, in your confidence, and even like your ability to inspire the rest of the team. Like it's been really cool to see change. So I'm so excited for you.
Thank you guys. And I'm hoping to be officially Diamond by this Thursday, showing up in the back office.
Like it's so stupid. Wow. Nicole, how about you? Because I know that this last week has been rough, but you like, your posts make me cry every time. And I keep telling Ben, I was like, it's probably the pregnancy hormones, but she's speaking to my soul.
Oh, it's hard for me to know exactly what my big goals are, because I feel like I am just like got my nose like above the water most of the time, and doggy paddling, like trying to keep above float. Like that's kind of how I feel most of the time right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm obviously still like in new mom mode, and he's been a pretty demanding little fella, and my husband needs me, and he needs like evening time with me, because the baby has totally changed our marriage dynamic when we spent almost 5 years just the two of us. And I usually don't even talk about most of this, because I feel like everybody's got their stuff. We all have 24 hours in a day, and some people are like, rocketing off and like no excuses. But I also recognize that I've been having a hard time finding that balance of what to do when, and then I get in this rut of Facebook scrolling or Instagram scrolling, or just turning on the TV, because I don't know what to do. Like I have a million things staring at me on my list, and so thinking big term goals it just seems overwhelming. Like, I'd really like to get to tomorrow with everything packed and maybe get a couple hours of sleep at night would be great.
Gosh. Yeah.
But I think that for me right now, the business goal isn't fully formed because I feel like I'm still so new at it. But I know I clearly have some drive in there that led me to it, because I was in your challenge group for a week before I decided to jump into coaching, and I felt like it was really important at the time. Like I knew I needed to do it, but not even really sure completely why. Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me, honestly, right now, like, yeah, it'd be great to help us eliminate our debt. We have a lot of student debt still staring us down, even though we work really, really hard, and my husband has worked really hard to have the job he has. And it would be great to eliminate that. And if I could actually help with that, like truly contribute to that, doing this at-home business, that'd be awesome. But if I'm going to be really, truly honest, that is not the ultimate, like, fire in my belly reason why. That'd be great, but I believe that it'll eventually disappear. I mean, I just am more sort of that, someday it'll be gone somehow, you know. I think for me, the big thing right now is I really want to lose 100 pounds. And that's scary, terrifying. And I've lost 90 before, and I was within sight of my goal weight. And then life happened, and now 7 years have gone by and went right back up to more than where I started after pregnancy and all of that. And I know that coaching for me right now it has kept me from fully sliding back. Like, I've had my days that I've slid back, and I've had even a week, like this last week was just weird. But you know what? I still showed up. I still posted. I still showed up and checked in on my challengers, not as much as I was the week prior, but it was still there. And that's because I felt this responsibility of checking in and that accountability. And so I wouldn't say that I have like big down the road top 10 type goals. I would love to hit diamond within the next few months if I could. That'd be great. But I know that right now I'm just trying to keep up day to day. And like the big fire in my belly thing is I'm tired of living my life on the sidelines and watching other people do things that I wish I could do, but my physical body keeps me back from that. Because it's not all just mental. Sometimes it's literally just physical. There are things that I'd like to be able to do, and that's maybe more personal than business related.
Oh, that's huge.
Really intertwined.
That's huge.
That's all I can come up with for right now.
Also, your little guy is like, he's like so cute right now. He's like totally snuggled up. The cutest.
I don't know what he's having one of those days where he just.
Did you have you read or gotten the app for the Wonder Weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
He is just about into a storm. So we're really close to the next storm.
Yeah.
Which is scaring me.
That's probably why.
It's supposed to be in sunshine, and it hasn't been a whole lot of sunshine.
Call it like baby periods.
Oh yeah.
Oh, baby periods.
Oh yeah.
No, Nicole, I wouldn't sell yourself short on that of saying like that's not a lot, like, because that is a huge goal. And I think that one thing that your posts, you're so vulnerable and real. And I think people connect so much with that because it's like things that so many people I think in their head, or even like the picture you did last night of like, I was going to ask my husband to delete this post. And then you ended up having the guts to post it. Like not just say I'm going to delete it, but like, and I'm going to post it on Facebook for everybody to see. Like that's huge. And I think that sort of vulnerability is what makes you approachable for people because they know that you're on your own journey and you're not afraid to share it and share the ups and downs. Like I think that's just as big, if not bigger than anything we're shooting for too. So don't sell yourself short on that at all. Because you have a gift, and I'm not just saying this to make you feel better. Like I've told Monique this, like you have a gift with words and sharing your story that is something that you can't teach. Like that just comes from your heart, and that's something that, yeah, you have or you don't.
Turn that into customers. Because right now I have a whole lot of like support and encouragement and people I feel so inspired, and then I go to message them and they're like, oh, not right now, or you inspire me and I love watching your journey, but I'm just not, that's not where I don't know, it's like
I know, trust me, I get them too. You just got to keep going. I
was gonna say keep track of that, Nicole, and like freaking keep following up. Last month and this month, I think all of my Success Club points have come from people who told me no. So
probably months ago too, right?
Like months, a year and a half ago, people told me no. A year ago, Or like I'll have people tell me no even now, and then they'll fill out an application for my challenge group, and I'm like, well, I've been messaging about this for like months. Okay. So that was really interesting for me because these are all people who told me no, and it's not even like new. Like it very rarely happens where I message someone and they're like, yeah, sure, right now, sounds good. Like, so all those maybes or not right now, or even flat out no's, like talk to them next month. And
yeah, and I think they watch your consistency. Like they watch your posts, they watch what you're eating, they watch me because they're too scared to do it, but then they see it enough where they're like, oh, I can meal plan. Like Nicole showed me how to do that in her post. Like it's just that constant sharing of your story. So
you actually like go back the next month? Because I'm basing a lot of it off of Abby recruiting me. And like she would wait a few months in between. Like I've gone back and looked at the messages, and I was just curious, like, do you go like every month? Do you go back to those not right nows?
I usually ask them if they say no right now. I'll say, great, no problem. Would you like me to follow up with you next month or like before my next challenge group? And they're usually like, yeah, sure. And a lot of them, I mean, aren't interested again, but like, because then they've opened that door.
Okay.
I do it in a month. And I'll straight up tell them, hey, another month's gone by. Are you ready?
I probably should have. I guess I was nervous.
Oh, no, I wasn't. I didn't mean that.
No, I used to not. I think the first time I approached you, I probably didn't say like, hey, can I let you know next time? And I do that now. Because same with like what Julianne's saying. It's like they're opening the door for you to, I don't think I've ever had anybody say no to that. So that's been kind of a nice way of phrasing it. Because usually it's like, I get that you're busy. I get that the budget's tight, whatever excuse you're putting out. Like, that's fine. Would you be interested in letting me know later or something like that? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Okay, before we have like 2 minutes left. Julianne, what's your big, hairy, scary goal?
Honestly, I'd like to be an elite coach. So
yeah,
at this point, I mean, I don't know that I'm quite in the top 10. I'm not sure if that's what I want yet. Maybe that will be down the road, but I think elite. So
totally.
That's a huge goal.
Also, I don't know if you were looking or if you listened to the thing that Monique and I did on Saturday, but we can chat about it because you probably actually have some elite points on the board right now. It's this whole separate world that like is crazy. But
yeah,
let's
like one step at a time. So like now I'm like, because at first I was like, okay, what do I need to do to get to diamond? And now I'm like, what do I need to do now?
Yeah,
like
you actually probably have, because you've had some really big months in Success Club and you're having Elise hit there. So we can even just look and see, because you might even qualify for Premier this year, which is 135 points, but 2 diamond coaches under you. So like if Elise hits diamond and you have some ranks. So let's chat about that, because it actually might be closer than you think, even if I'm not even going to say not this year, because there's a lot of the year left.
Yeah. Okay. That'd be great. Thanks.
You guys are the best. You make my Mondays happy.
Thank you for taking your time out of your day. We appreciate you guys so much, and we rally behind you and your dreams, no matter what they are. We know what your visions are, long-term, short-term, and so be prepared for us to keep pushing you guys, because
thank you.
And Nicole, there's like a whole, like, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Beachbody does like a Biggest Loser kind of thing. And they have people who've lost 100+ pounds a year, but it's a contest. And they actually do like this whole thing at Summit where it like makes you cry, but they bring them on stage, give them checks. It's really cool. So you should
$25,000.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Coaches win the money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coaches, a lot of people who lose the weight become coaches as well because they're so successful.
Called the Beachbody Challenge. Look into it. It's really amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
And then you can pay off your debt with that money that you're getting. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Okay.